Did I? 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 Did I do?
So I just wanted to talk about what happened in Springboard, my thoughts on it, pros and cons. I joined March 2022, and if any of y'all told me that I would not be done in 6 months, I would have called you crazy, I'm not gonna lie, because I really thought I was gonna finish in 6 months. But after the 4th month of the program, I realized that it was not gonna happen. I'm really happy that I took my time. So my first mentor was very, very strict, in a sense where if a project was not done well enough, she's not going to pass me. She's just gonna be like, you gotta do this again, I know you can do better. So in the beginning, I was not very happy about it because I kept thinking 6 months or less, 6 months or less, you gotta finish this in 6 months. That was actually a very delusional way of thinking, I'm not gonna lie. If I could go back, I would have just told myself, like, chill. Whether you finish in 6 months or 12 months, what matters is like knowing what you're doing. When I did my first case study, I decided to create a mentorship app as my first case study, and I put in my 110% in it, doing the best UI design I could possibly think of, user interviews, and I went on Instagram asking like friends or like people that follow me to like do interviews with me, and I was like, I put in all my energy in that project. But like when I did that project and I submitted it and everything went great, my mentor was like, hey, I know this project looks really good and everything, but you need to learn auto layout. So basically I was new into the game, and it took me literally I think 2 to 3 months to finish that case study. And then my mentor was like, but listen, this is great UI design, you did a good job, alignment is great, but you need to learn auto layout, because the only way you can have an edge or an advantage in the workplace is knowing auto layout. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I was upset, because then it took another 2 weeks of me going on YouTube videos, literally going out of my way to learn auto layout from scratch. And it was like the hardest 2 weeks of my life. I was literally living at the library, okay? From the morning to the night, I was just sitting at the library learning auto layout. But once I learned it, everything started to go really, really quick. So even though I was upset in the beginning over the strictness of my mentor, I feel like she really made me a well-rounded UX designer, especially when I was doing the IDP project with my group. So when I was doing the internship, I was partnered with 3 other UX designers to work with a real company. When I was working with them, they were shocked that I knew auto layout. When we were talking about mentors, because I like to talk to them, you know, they were nice people and I really liked working with them. They were asking a lot of questions, and they were like, well, do you use the grid system to align your work? And I was like, well, I don't really use that, I just use auto layout. And they were like, yeah, we noticed, we really love your work, like this is like I was looking at it, it looks so cool. And I was just really shocked, and I was like appreciating my first mentor in my brain, like, thank you for pushing me, even though I really hated it at the time. Thank you for pushing me to learn auto layout when I had the time and I was not stressed about finding jobs. If I could go through Springboard again, I would. I love the fact that I could do this online. I love how it also was very ADHD friendly, if that makes sense. Like if I wanted to do my entire week's worth of work in one day, I could do it. It's not a great idea, it's actually a horrible idea, but it was something that was possible. It was something that I could actually do. Like if I just decided, hey, I'm just gonna go to the library Tuesday and Thursday and get all my work done on those 2 days. It was possible, and I love that freedom that came with being in Springboard. I think the best benefit of Springboard was the mentorship, because when you're matched with a mentor that wants you to succeed, not like overly critical of you and your work, but they're still like, hey, this won't fly, you won't get a job if you do it this way. It was really, really helpful for me. And I also think like a lot of the career coaching, so a lot of the hiring manager interviews that I did, I'm not gonna lie, I BS'd that so bad. It's not even funny. Not to brag, but I passed every hiring manager interview with no fail. Like I literally passed every single one, and majority of them I did not prepare anything. Even the whiteboard challenge, I did not prepare nothing. But I managed to pass that, and they were like, you did a really good job. And I was shook, you guys. I'm surprised that I finished it all. So what I did was, I don't know if you're a part of Springboard, but I'm gonna tell you a funny story. I found out that I had to do I think 4 hiring manager interviews in order to get my certificate. And it was already the end of February, or yeah, the end of February, and I was like, nah, it's February, this is too long. I've been here too long, I need to go. So what I did was I literally went from Monday through Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, interview. I literally back to back, and I was so confident too. Not confident, delusional. I was like, yeah, I'm going to do every single interview and I'm going to pass it. A lot of the units I didn't even look at. I was just like, I'm going to pass them because I can't be here no more. So then I went Monday. I did this mock interview with this really nice lady. I don't know if I can say her name. But then she was like, you did a really good job. Those were some great answers. And then I passed that immediately. And then I got really confident. I was like, yeah, I can do it. The whiteboard challenge though shook me. I was like, oh no. But then the whiteboard challenge happened. I didn't even know what to do. So I was using the mouse on my laptop with very shaky fingers and drawing the most horrendous wireframes you could ever imagine. But I passed that too. But basically, one hiring manager interview after another, somehow by a miracle, I passed them all. And I feel like that, if I'm going to be honest, it has a lot to do with my past experience in communication. So I've worked in customer service for 5+ years. That's something I try to advertise myself for when I'm looking for a job. So my experience with communication, written and verbal, it does give me an advantage when it comes to interviewing. But yeah, like I managed to pass those interviews. I was so happy. I was like, oh, thank God, like I passed it and everything went great. But yeah, that's what happened at Springboard, if any of you are interested in knowing what time frame it took me. One thing I also learned is that I needed to be humble. Like humble to the 10th power. I would say so far I have gotten 25 rejection emails. But here's the thing, it's better that they rejected me, like went out of their way and emailed me saying, unfortunately, we have rejected you, because that means they cared enough, or they looked at my portfolio and they looked at my case studies, they went through everything and they were like, well, out of her and maybe like a few other candidates that were in the finals, we're just going to send her an email saying, oh, we rejected you. Because if a company looks through your stuff and then they don't even email you back, that's not a good sign. So it's better that they at least reject me, so then I know I'm headed towards the right direction. I know that is the most delusional, optimistic thinking you've ever heard in your life, but if you don't think this way, you're not going to get a job, you know. But yeah, I've gotten a lot of rejections and it was very painful. Even though I'm saying like, oh, it's a good thing, and I wasn't happy. Every time like I got an email from a company and they were like, we regret to inform you that you were not accepted for this position. We are very thankful for your... I was like every morning I disappoint myself. Every morning I go on Gmail and I'm like, okay, let's see, maybe a miracle is gonna happen, and then I get like 3 emails saying the same. I can literally see like the gray text underneath the title, we regret to inform you, and I'm like, okay. You have to have a sense of humor, because right now, I'm not gonna lie, if any of you guys are interested in UX design, I'm just gonna be honest, this is like the worst time to be applying for jobs, because even though there's a lot of UX design jobs available on LinkedIn, there was already a layoff for a lot of UX designers, and a lot of them are not willing to hire new UX designers or junior UX designers on their teams. A lot of them are looking for designers that have worked in the field for at least 3 to 4 years, or they're senior or mid-senior level designers. So that makes finding jobs in this climate right now, where there was a lot of IT layoffs, you know, it's not a good time to be looking for work. But honestly, I just need to get my head in the game and just keep applying. When I say I'm being humble, it means I am right now going on Udemy and taking a course called User Experience. I'll leave the screenshot of what the class is that I'm taking right now. It's by Natoli. I really like him. He's a really great teacher. I took his Design Principles course before I started Springboard, and it was really, really good. I really wanted to push myself to really understand UX fundamentals. Even though I graduated Springboard, I already did, you know. It's also good to be humble and find other methods of learning things. Another thing that's really helping is go on YouTube, and basically I'll give you a list of YouTubers that I'm watching right now that are very, very helpful. Although I am giving you just what happened for Springboard, what happened after. I can't really give advice really about getting a job, advice on what to do about anything, because how can I sit here and say I'm a success story when there's no proof of it and I didn't get a job yet? My goal right now is to recoup. I'm still going to be applying to jobs, obviously. Like, I'm applying to roughly, I would say, 30 to 50 jobs a week, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, every day I apply to like 5 to 10 jobs. And the thing is, when you get used to the rhythm, you start to get better at applying or faster at it. That's basically what I have to say about graduating from Springboard. Overall, I really like the program. I'm really happy with what my mentors taught me. I feel like I learned a lot. I know that the only way I can be a better designer and a better chance of getting a job in this economy, in this climate of what's happening right now, the IT scare, the only way I can get a job and do well is if I am like, okay, what more can I learn? And as long as I come with that mindset that I am nowhere near the level that I want to be, I'll always do better. So yeah, that's my experience. I feel like I watched so many people talk about their Springboard experience or just their boot camp experience, what happened after, and I eat it all up. I'm like, you know, so I feel like it's only fair that I give my experience after graduating. What's the exact date that I graduated? Completed March 9th, so just like a week ago. So I'm really proud of myself. I'm really happy. But yeah, like, if any of you guys are interested or have any questions, I'll try to answer them the best of my ability. But in my personal opinion, I think if you're looking for bootcamp advice post-graduation, getting a job, join me and watch these people. So I'll put them on the screen. Basically, I know enough to know that I don't know a lot. So I'm willing to just say, hey, go subscribe to these, subscribe to these people. Watch their videos on UX design. I watch them, you know, all the time. And there's a lot of TikTokers, actually, surprisingly. There's a lot of TikTok videos on UX design that are very useful to me. But yeah, just keep doing your research. If you're gonna sit and ask me, well, if it's worth it, I think the program was worth it. I took the risk and I think the program was very much worth it because of the mentorship. That was the key benefit of going to Springboard. But if you're gonna ask me if it's worth it for you, don't ask me those questions, because I don't know your life circumstance. I don't know why you're trying to become a UX designer or anything. So I'm just giving my own personal story about graduating because I'm really excited about that. I'm really happy. So yeah, thank you for watching this video, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye.